Well, hey y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I'm Susan, your hostess. Today I'm going to give you a little bit of an update on my health journey with diabetes type 2 and being without the medication that the doctors prescribe because I'm allergic to everything. So, I am not a doctor. I am not a medical professional of any sort. I am a person that is actually seeking better health on my own because the medical community has failed me with medication that controls diabetes. With that said, I am not telling you not to see your doctor. If you have a doctor that you're seeing or an endocrinologist and they're helping you, please continue to do so. But I am sharing my journey with this in a blog type situation because I want to find the answers to controlling my diabetes or even being healed of type 2 diabetes. I am not sponsoring any of these products. I am not affiliated with any of these products, but I am going to share with you some products that I recently purchased off of Amazon. The first one is a diabetes food list. And I thought this was going to be a pocket size, but it is a big fold out with just about everything on here that you can imagine. And it tells you how many calories and how many carbs um, certain foods have. So that is a uh, tool that I can use to help me figure out what is best for me to eat and control my carb intake. My glycemic intake would be low glycemic index. My carbs are going to be a low carb. So I'm going to shoot for those, and they give you a chart here at the top. It's called the GI scale, and it tells you what the carbs would be. Um, from 0 to 55 would be considered low. 56 to 69 would be considered medium carbs. And high carbs would be 70 to 100. So that's for each gram of food that you would consume, and it would be in a serving size. So it gives you a good list of things that you can eat and what is not good for you. Um, they also color coded these charts so that you're able to tell what it's all about. This one is herbs and spices. They've got it broken down. Fish and seafood, and then baking ingredients such as flours and starches, snack desserts, sweeteners, dried fruits, condiments, dips and sauces, meat and poultry, fruits, beverages, grains, cereals, pastas and bread, egg, dairy and cheese, vegetables, nuts and seeds. So you've got a very well organized pamphlet right here. Uh, and it came two in a pack. So I actually received two of these so I can take one of these with me. I actually folded it in half and stuck it in my purse. And that way, if we're out somewhere eating, I can quickly look at the menu, pull this out, and look at the carb content and the calories and know if it's going to be good for me or not. So this is invaluable to me as a diabetic. I'm also going to be looking for one that goes further into the glycemic index and the carbs as a pamphlet, and I want one that is purse size. So if you want those people that are making these, think about making one that would be pocket size, purse size for us to carry around with us. The next thing I'm going to talk to you about is a book that I purchased. Now, I follow Dr. Barbara O'Neill. I think she had a lot of great insight into a lot of medical areas, even though there's a lot of controversy about some of the things that she promoted. And this is a book. It's called Cure for Diabetes. It's written by Dr. Sophie McKenzie. And it's large print, and I think that's because a lot of diabetic patients also have problems with their eyesight. It gives recipes in here along with some natural things that you can do. Um, and she tells you the amount of different things that you can use and so forth that will help with your diabetes. And she explains in here um, understanding your diabetes, symptoms and complications, dietary adjustments, physical activity, and stress management. So it's really a nice little book. It's not very thick. Let me see how many pages it is. Um, doesn't really have page numbers on it, so I don't know. Um, it doesn't really have page numbers on the book, so there's no page numbers. Um, but it also gives you some places in the back of the book, some blank pages that you can write some notes. Uh, so I think this is going to be really good. And it goes into a lot of detail about foods that are good for you, uh, blueberries, which I'm allergic to. I can't eat blueberries, but I can eat strawberries and I can eat other berries. So it talks about different kinds of smoothies you can do. Let's see. Trying to find the page where it had all the teas and stuff. Oh, turmeric, golden spices for diabetes, and it talks about the anti-inflammatory oxidants, blood sugar regulation, enhancing your cardiovascular health, dosage and usage. Uh, so it's got all of that in there. It's got a whole chapter on bitter melon, which I need to check into. It talks about herbal teas, smoothies, cooking, and supplements. So this is going to be a handy little book for me to read through and glean some information from. Now it's written on a level that anybody can understand. So I would say a fifth or sixth grade level could easily understand this. And the recipes are just really simple and put together very well. It does have an IBS number on the back. I will link all of these products in the description box of this video. I am not paid by any of them. The first product that I'm going to talk about that I purchased, and I'll tell you a little bit about the product and why I purchased it, is potassium and magnesium. Now this says it's a serving size of 2 capsules per day. So I'm not going, I thought about maybe I might divide this in half and do one in the morning, one at night. I'm not sure. Potassium and magnesium. And I buy brands that I trust. This is a non-GMO and a gluten-free product. NutriCost usually has non-GMO products, so I'm trusting them to not be a synthetic product. One of the things I do want to say is I stay away from the synthetic ingredients in most products, including foods now. So, potassium and magnesium. This has 99 milligrams of potassium citrate and 210 milligrams of magnesium citrate. Minerals such as zinc, potassium, and calcium. Zinc, potassium, calcium, and magnesium are considered essential for homeostasis. Of glucose metabolism. And y'all, I'm going to trip over these words. I do apologize. Zinc biosynthesized as part of the hexameric structure of a hormone, of this hormone, and sensitivity to insulin receptors. And I take zinc anyway because it also builds your immune system. Calcium and potassium regulate voltage-dependent receptor channels in the pancreas B cells, which are essential for insulin exotasis. Magnesium for B cell functions as a cofactor of many enzymes involved in glucose metabolism, like tyrosine kinase enzymes, which phosphorate insulin receptors and triggers signaling cascade. High A1C can be reduced. And this comes from the NIH.gov. I will link that website with this as well. There are some cautions. Magnesium may increase the risk of hypoglycemia when your sugar plummets. Potassium, high blood sugars can damage your kidneys and removes the extra potassium, so you don't want to overload on potassium. Eating a low potassium diet, taking diuretics, and avoiding salt substitutes, according to WebMD. When you're taking potassium, you want to do a low potassium diet. People with low potassium levels release less insulin and have higher blood sugar numbers. That's why our numbers go up, because the potassium is depleted. And many of the diabetic medications deplete your potassium. Metformin, I think, is one of them. Now, don't quote me on that, but I do believe that that is one of the ones that I read. A diet rich in potassium may protect your heart and kidney health in type 2 diabetes. The next product I'm going to show you is guava leaf. Now, if you can get the actual guava fruit, that's even better. Or you can get a guava tea. That would be good as well. With every meal, you take this with every meal, and it improves symptoms such as hyperglycemia, which is meaning you're on the you're on the high side of diabetes. Hyperinsulin anemia, insulin resistance, as well as hyperlipidemia, and that comes from NIH.gov as well. And I will put a link to the NIH and to these products. Y'all, I know I'm doing a lot of reading, but I have to read so y'all can understand that I am actually researching everything that I'm taking into my body to try to help control my diabetes. This last product is Spirulina, and that is by Now. Now is a organic, usually organic. It's a non-GMO organic product. And you would take 3 of these. Now, I do need to check on the vitamin K in this product because I have a blood clotting disorder, but I would take up to 3 of these a day for my diabetes. It may help to control blood glucose, improve lipid profiles, your good and bad cholesterol, and improve your good cholesterol. It improves insulin sensitivity, improves metabolic abnormalities, can improve your weight loss. It alleviates inflammation. It controls allergies. It reduces blood pressure levels, if you have high blood pressure. And there's a video put out by Sugar MD on YouTube. I'll try to remember to link that video to you as well on Spirulina. It is a blue-green algae. It is nutrient dense. It works by reducing your fasting blood sugar levels and your A1C. So it's not going to work immediately, but it's going to work over time. And your A1C is usually taken every 3 months to see what your level is in your blood at that point. So they have a good understanding of where you're at on your diabetic journey. I thank you all for watching, but I'm going to talk about my blood sugar for just a moment. So in September of 2024, on the 19th, I absolutely stopped the insulin that the doctor had prescribed for me after having reactions to the Cosentyx and the Manjaro. I had been switched back and forth for a while when they were running low on doses, and it messed up my intestinal tract and gave me a bacterial infection in my colon, so a type of colitis that was miserable to go through. I've had multiple reactions to several diabetic medications since I was told I was diabetic, and it has just continued to snowball for me. So, with this particular medication, I had anxiety and trouble sleeping, headaches and dizziness, breathing issues, especially right after the shots. My balance was off. I had a lot of forgetfulness. I had heart palpitations. The neuropathy in my legs were a lot worse. I have polyneuropathy. I was coughing. I had a lot of fatigue and brain fog and memory issues and Charlie horses in my legs. And I told her I looked this up, and every one of these was a reaction to that medication. So they considered most of those mild, but I told her it's my body and it is not mild. When your body's going through that kind of thing, it's not mild. So my numbers were good in the morning, but it would shoot up at night. And I'll show you my chart. The pink is good numbers, the green is bad numbers, and it wasn't getting any better. It was, with the doses being raised, it still wasn't getting any better. And we tried several different things where I divided up the shot. I did morning shots, I did evening shots, tried it several different ways, and it was still the same. It was not getting any better. So my numbers started going up without the um, without the medication. And in October, I had 2 good days where there was pink in the evening, but my daytime numbers were not that great. I'm still working out my diet. I'm still exercising, and I was doing a lot of keto, um, low carb, low glycemic index foods, and I was still getting high numbers. Now, stress can cause your numbers to go up. There's a number of things with diabetes that causes this to go up. So here we are, the end of October. I was starting to have better numbers, like 157 and 158. Morning 157, evening 158. The next day it was 178 and 186. So the numbers are staying closer together, but they weren't, spiking during the day or the nighttime. November's here, and my numbers are still spiking a little bit. It was 169 this morning. Of course, the night before it was 174, so it actually came down a little bit. And I'm thinking it's because I started this regimen yesterday, adding this into my regimen of herbal remedies and supplements that may help me to regulate my sugar, because I am a diabetic for over 10 years now. I have to start with square one and work my way back. With that said, I am going to continue to do this journey with all of y'all, and y'all will notice changes in me. You will notice changes in my videos of what I'm presenting, food and so forth. I have lost 9 pounds. I'm almost back down to the 70 pounds that I had lost. I had gained weight with the insulin that I was on, and I've gotten that off of me. So now we're working on getting me back to a normal range of weight. And as the weight comes off and the energy levels continue to rise, and I'm doing more throughout the day, that will help control my sugar as well. Thank you, friends, so much for watching. And, thank you for being a part of this and encouraging me to continue on. I truly, truly appreciate that. Be blessed, everybody.